Have you ever had that moment where you're listening to a native English speaker and it feels like your brain just gives up?
Oh my God, yes. It's like they're speaking English, but also not English?
Exactly. You recognize the words individually, but when they connect together, it suddenly sounds like one long, fast, confusing sound.
Yes, and then you replay it again and still nothing.
And here's the scary part. Most people think the problem is their vocabulary.
Wait, are you saying it's not?
Not really. In fact, you might already know 80% of the words you're hearing.
That's actually frustrating, because if I know the words, why can't I understand them?
That question right there, that's the key to everything we're about to talk about today.
Okay, now I'm curious.
Good. Because in this episode of Talk Easy Daily, we're going to uncover the real secret behind understanding native English faster. And I promise you, it's not what most teachers tell you.
Wait, so it's not just practice more listening?
No, that advice is incomplete. Practice alone won't fix the real issue if you don't understand what's actually happening when natives speak.
So there's something deeper going on?
Much deeper. And once you see it, your entire listening experience will change.
All right, now I'm excited, but also slightly nervous.
That's a good place to be, because by the end of this conversation, you're going to start hearing English in a completely different way.
Okay, but let me ask something real quick. Is this going to be complicated?
Surprisingly, no. The ideas are simple, but they're hidden, and that's why most learners struggle for years without realizing what they're missing.
That sounds kind of unfair.
It is, but today we're fixing that.
I feel like the viewer right now is thinking, please just tell me the secret already.
And we will. But first, let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to think about this too.
Okay.
When you listen to English, do you focus more on individual words or on the overall sound?
Definitely individual words. I'm always trying to catch each word.
And that right there is one of the biggest reasons you feel lost.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, and I know it sounds counterintuitive, but focusing too much on individual words can actually slow down your understanding.
That's kind of shocking.
I know, but don't worry, we're going to break this down step by step.
Okay, I'm officially hooked.
Good. And before we go deeper, quick question for you watching. Have you ever felt like native speakers are swallowing their words?
Oh yes, all the time.
If that's you, I want you to comment "too fast" below. Seriously, type it right now.
Yeah, I want to see how many people feel this.
Because once you realize you're not alone, something powerful happens. You stop blaming yourself.
That's actually comforting.
And if you're already enjoying this and you want more conversations like this that actually make English feel easier, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Talk Easy Daily.
Trust me, if this is just the beginning, you're going to want to stay.
Now, here's where things get interesting.
I'm ready.
What if I told you native speakers are not speaking full English?
Wait, what?
They're speaking a compressed version of English.
Compressed?
Yes, like a zip file.
Okay, now I'm confused, but also very curious.
Perfect. Because in the next part, we're going to open that zip file and show you exactly what's inside and why your brain struggles to decode it in real time.
That sounds like something I definitely need.
And once you understand this, you'll never listen to English the same way again.
All right, don't go anywhere. This is getting really interesting.
All right, let's open that zip file.
I still can't believe English is basically compressed audio.
That's actually a perfect way to think about it. Native speakers don't pronounce every word clearly and separately. They blend, reduce, connect, and sometimes even delete sounds.
So they're kind of cutting corners?
Exactly, but not randomly. There are patterns, predictable patterns.
Okay, that makes me feel better, because random would be impossible.
Right, and here's the first big shift you need to make. Native English is not word by word, it's sound by sound chunks.
Chunks?
Let me give you a simple example. Take the sentence, "What are you going to do?"
That seems easy enough.
Now listen to how a native speaker actually says it. What you gonna do?
Oh, wait, that's completely different.
Exactly. If you're listening for "what are you going to," you will miss it completely.
That explains so much. I've heard gonna a million times, but never connected it to going to in real time.
And that's the key problem. You're translating instead of recognizing patterns.
Wow, I think a lot of people watching just had a realization right now.
I hope so. And if that just clicked for you, pause for 1 second and hit like, because this is a turning point in your learning.
Yeah, this is one of those "why didn't anyone explain this before" moments.
Now here's something even more interesting. Your brain is trying to process English like written text.
Oh no, that sounds like me.
Most learners imagine subtitles in their head while listening.
Yes, I literally see the sentence in my mind.
And that slows you down, because real speech doesn't match clean written sentences.
So I'm basically trying to read while listening.
Exactly, and that creates delay. By the time you read one word, the speaker has already said 5 more.
That explains why I feel constantly behind.
Right, so here's your first practical shift. Stop chasing every word.
That sounds scary.
It is at first, but it's necessary.
So what should we do instead?
Focus on meaning chunks. For example, instead of hearing "what are you going to do," train your ear to recognize what you're going to do as one unit.
Like one piece?
Exactly, one sound unit that carries meaning.
That feels more natural somehow.
Because that's how native listeners process speech. They don't decode word by word, they recognize patterns instantly.
So basically, we need to train our ears, not just our vocabulary.
That's a perfect way to say it.
Okay, let me ask something the viewer is probably thinking right now. How do I train that? Because it sounds great in theory, but in real life it's hard.
Great question, and this is where most people go wrong.
I knew it.
They just listen passively.
Like watching movies without really paying attention?
Exactly. Or playing English in the background and hoping their brain magically adapts.
That's literally what I used to do.
And it doesn't work effectively, not for this skill.
So what does work?
Active listening with pattern awareness.
That sounds serious.
It's actually simple. Let me show you. Imagine you hear this. Did you eat yet?
Okay.
A native speaker says, "Did you eat yet?
Wait, say that again?
Did you eat yet?"
That sounds like one word.
Exactly. Now here's the trick. You don't try to separate it. You learn to recognize it as a familiar sound pattern.
So instead of decoding, I just recognize.
Yes, recognition is faster than decoding.
That feels like a cheat code.
It is, and most learners never discover it.
Okay, I need to ask everyone watching. Have you ever heard a sentence 100 times and only understood it later?
That's a great question.
If that's happened to you, comment "finally got it" below.
Because that moment, that delayed understanding, is proof that your brain is learning patterns.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Now let's add another layer.
There's more?
Always. Native speech also uses something called reduction.
Reduction?
Words get weaker, shorter, sometimes almost invisible.
That sounds dangerous.
It is, if you don't know it, but powerful if you do.
Can you give an example?
Sure. The word to often becomes just ta, or even disappears.
Like in going to?
Exactly. Gonna.
So the word is technically there, but not really.
Right. Your brain has to fill the gap.
So listening is kind of like solving a puzzle?
That's a perfect metaphor.
Okay, this is starting to make sense, but also it feels like a lot.
It does at first. But here's the good news. You don't need to learn everything at once.
Thank God.
You just need to start noticing patterns.
So awareness comes first?
Always.
All right, I'm curious now. What's the biggest mistake people make after learning this?
That's exactly where we're going next.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because understanding the problem is step 1, but avoiding the wrong solution is step 2.
That sounds important.
Very, because some common advice can actually slow you down, even if it sounds helpful.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What are people doing wrong?
In the next part, we're going to break down the most common listening mistakes and how to fix them in a way that actually works.
Don't skip this part. I have a feeling this is where everything changes.
All right, let's talk about the mistakes.
I have a feeling I've made all of them.
Most people have. And the tricky part is they feel like the right things to do.
That's the worst kind of mistake.
Exactly. So let's start with the biggest one.
I'm ready.
Trying to understand everything.
Okay, I definitely do that.
And I'm going to say something that might surprise you. You shouldn't try to understand every word.
That still feels wrong.
I know, but think about this. When you listen in your native language, do you catch every single word consciously?
No, not really. I just understand the message.
Exactly. You focus on meaning, not perfection.
So in English, I'm being too strict?
Yes, you're putting pressure on your brain to decode every detail in real time.
Which is impossible when people speak fast.
Exactly. So your brain freezes.
That's exactly what it feels like everything just stops.
Right. So here's the shift. Listen for the idea, not every word.
That sounds freeing.
It is. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone says, "I was gonna grab something to eat before heading out."
Okay,
Maybe you only catch gonna, eat, heading out.
that's probably realistic.
And guess what? That's enough to understand the situation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can still understand the meaning.
Exactly. Your brain fills the gaps.
So I don't need 100%. I need like 60, 70%?
Even less sometimes.
That's actually a huge relief.
And if you're watching right now, I want you to try this. Next time you listen to English,
Allow yourself to miss words.
That sounds like permission I've been waiting for.
Comment, let it go if you're ready to stop chasing every word.
I love that. It feels empowering.
Now here's mistake number 2, and this one is sneaky.
I'm scared already.
Translating in your head.
Oh no, I do that all the time.
Most learners do. You hear an English sentence and instantly try to convert it into your native language.
Yeah, it's automatic.
And that creates a delay.
Because translation takes time.
Exactly. And while you're translating the first part, the speaker has already moved on.
That explains why I get lost halfway through sentences.
Right. So instead of translating, you need to connect English directly to meaning.
That sounds hard.
It takes practice, but it's powerful.
How do we actually do that?
Start with simple phrases. When you hear, "I'm starving," don't think of your language. Imagine the feeling.
Like being really hungry.
Exactly. Build a direct emotional connection.
That actually feels more natural.
Because language is not just words, it's experience.
Wow, that's deep.
And here's a quick test for everyone watching. When you hear English, do you feel it or do you translate it?
That's a really good question.
Answer honestly, because your answer tells you exactly what's slowing you down.
Okay, I feel like people are having a lot of realizations right now.
Good. That's how progress starts.
What's the third mistake?
This one is very common.
Let me guess. Watching movies without subtitles?
Close. Relying too much on subtitles.
Oh, yeah.
Subtitles can help, but they can also become a crutch.
Because you end up reading instead of listening.
Exactly. Your brain follows the text instead of training your ears.
So you feel like you understand, but you're not actually improving listening.
That's exactly the trap.
Wow, I've definitely fallen into that.
Most people do. So here's a better approach. Use subtitles strategically.
What does that mean?
First, listen without subtitles. Try to catch the general meaning.
Okay.
Then watch again with subtitles to confirm.
Oh, so subtitles become a tool, not a dependency.
Exactly.
That's such a small change, but it makes a big difference.
It really does. And here's a quick challenge for you watching. Try this method today and come back and tell us if you noticed a difference.
Yes, comment tried it if you actually test this.
Because action is what creates results.
Okay, I feel like we've already fixed a lot of problems.
We've removed the biggest obstacles.
But now I'm wondering, what should we actually do daily?
That's the right question.
Because avoiding mistakes is great, but we need a system.
Exactly. And that's where things get exciting.
I like the sound of that.
In the next part, I'm going to show you 2 powerful techniques that can dramatically improve your listening speed.
Like real practical steps?
Yes, things you can start today.
Okay, don't miss this part, because I feel like this is where everything becomes actionable.
All right, now we get into the part everyone has been waiting for.
Finally, what should we actually do every day?
Exactly. Because understanding the problem is powerful, but action is what changes your results.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me something practical.
Technique number 1, the echo method.
That sounds interesting already.
It's simple but incredibly effective. Here's how it works. You listen to a short sentence from a native speaker,
Okay.
and immediately after you repeat it, trying to copy not just the words, but the sound, the rhythm, the speed.
Wait, so not just pronunciation, but like the music of the sentence?
Exactly. The melody, the flow, the connection between words.
That actually sounds kind of fun.
It is. And more importantly, it rewires how your brain processes English speech.
How so?
When you repeat what you hear in real time, your brain starts recognizing patterns faster. You're no longer just listening, you're interacting.
So it forces your brain to keep up?
Yes, it trains speed, it trains recognition, and it builds confidence.
Okay, but what if I can't keep up at all?
Great question. Then you slow it down.
Oh, right. That's allowed.
Of course. Start with slower audio. Even 0.75 speed is fine.
That makes it less intimidating.
And here's a pro tip. Use short clips, 5 to 10 seconds.
Not full movies?
No, focus speeds volume.
That's actually a relief.
Let me give you a mini example. Imagine the sentence, "I don't really want to go out tonight."
Okay.
A native speaker might say, "I don't really want to go out tonight."
Yeah, that sounds more real.
Now your job is to echo it exactly like that, not the textbook version.
So I shouldn't say every word clearly?
Not in this exercise. You're training your ear for real speech, not formal speech.
That's such a mindset shift.
And here's something important. Don't worry about being perfect.
That's hard.
I know, but perfection slows progress. What matters is engagement.
Okay, I feel like people watching might actually try this.
I hope so. And if you do, comment echo below. We want to know who's practicing.
Yeah, I love seeing people actually take action.
Now let's go to technique number 2, and this one is a game changer.
Okay, I'm ready.
The anticipation method.
That sounds advanced.
It's powerful but simple once you understand it.
All right, explain.
Instead of just listening passively, you try to predict what the speaker will say next.
Predict?
Yes, your brain becomes active. It starts guessing based on context.
Oh, wow, that sounds challenging.
It is at first, but it trains something crucial, processing speed.
Because you're thinking ahead, not behind.
Exactly. Let's try a simple example. If I say, I'm really tired, I think I'll go,
To sleep?
exactly. Your brain predicted it.
That felt natural.
Now imagine doing that while listening to English conversations.
That would make everything faster.
It does, because instead of reacting late, your brain stays ahead.
So listening becomes more like a conversation?
Exactly. You're mentally participating.
That's actually really exciting.
And here's the key. Don't worry about being wrong.
That's important.
Even if your prediction is wrong, your brain is still learning patterns.
So mistakes are part of the process.
Always.
Okay, I have a question for everyone watching. Have you ever guessed what someone would say next, even in your own language?
Of course you have.
Now imagine doing that in English. That's the level we're aiming for.
Exactly. And it's achievable.
This is starting to feel less impossible and more trainable.
That's the goal.
But I have to ask, how long does it take to see improvement?
If you practice consistently, even 15 to 20 minutes a day, you can notice changes in a few weeks.
That fast?
Yes, because you're training the right skill.
Not just passive listening.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like this is where people start believing it's possible.
And that belief matters.
It really does.
But here's something even more interesting.
There's more?
Yes, there's a hidden layer most people completely ignore.
Okay, now you've got me again.
It's not just about sound, it's about context.
Context.
Yes, understanding meaning before you even hear the full sentence.
That sounds like a superpower.
It kind of is.
All right, now I really need to know. What does that actually mean?
In the next part, we're going to explore how context can make native English feel dramatically slower, even when it's fast.
Wait, slower and faster at the same time?
Exactly.
Okay, don't skip this because I feel like this is where everything clicks together.
All right, let's talk about something that might completely change how you experience English.
I'm ready. You said this was like a hidden layer?
Exactly. And that layer is context.
I feel like I know that word, but I don't fully understand how it helps with listening.
That's normal. Most people hear context and think it just means general idea.
Yeah, like understanding the topic?
That's part of it, but real context is much deeper. It's your brain predicting meaning before all the words arrive.
So it connects to the anticipation method?
Perfect connection. Context is what makes anticipation possible.
Okay, can you give me a real life example?
Sure. Imagine you walk into a coffee shop.
All right.
You hear someone say, "Can I get a..."
Latte.
Exactly. Your brain already knows the possible options.
So even if I don't hear the full sentence, I can still understand.
Yes, because context reduces uncertainty.
That's actually powerful.
Now, let's apply this to English listening. When you know the situation, the topic, or even the speaker's emotion, your brain doesn't need every word.
So the audio feels slower even if it's fast?
Exactly, because your brain is filling in the gaps instantly.
Wow, that explains something weird I've experienced.
Tell me.
Sometimes I understand fast English in movies, but not in random conversations.
That's a perfect example.
Why does that happen?
Because movies give you context, visuals, story, emotion.
Oh, so my brain has clues.
Exactly. But in random audio, like a podcast or a phone call, you might not have those clues.
So everything feels harder.
Right. So here's the strategy. Build context before listening.
How do we do that?
Simple. Before you press play, ask yourself, what is this about?
Even if I'm not sure?
Especially if you're not sure. Look at the title, the situation, the speaker.
So prepare your brain first.
Exactly. Let me give you a scenario. Imagine you're about to listen to a video titled, "My First Day at Work."
Okay.
Before listening, your brain already activates words like boss, meeting, nervous, office.
So when those words appear, I recognize them faster.
Yes, and even if you miss some words, you still understand the story.
That's actually a huge advantage.
It is, and most learners skip this step.
I definitely did.
Now, here's a quick challenge for you watching. Next time before you listen to English, pause and ask, what do I expect to hear?
And then check if you were right?
Exactly. Comment predicted it if you try this.
I love how interactive this is.
Because learning should feel active, not passive.
Okay, but what about real life conversations? You can't always prepare for those.
Great point. And this is where micro-context comes in.
Micro context?
Small clues in real time. Tone, facial expressions, keywords.
Like someone's emotion?
Exactly. If someone sounds angry, you already expect certain types of language.
So even emotion is part of understanding.
Absolutely. Language is not just words, it's human behavior.
That's actually kind of fascinating.
And here's something surprising. Sometimes you can understand a sentence even if you only catch one or two key words.
Really?
Yes. For example, if someone says, "Honestly, I just can't deal with this anymore."
Even if I only hear can't anymore, I can guess the meaning.
Exactly. That's context working for you.
So instead of fighting the missing words, I use context to fill them.
That's the shift.
I feel like this is where things start becoming intuitive.
That's the goal, to move from effort to instinct.
Okay, I have to ask something honest.
Go ahead.
Why don't teachers explain this more clearly?
Because it's harder to teach. It's not as simple as grammar rules or vocabulary lists.
Yeah, this feels more like a skill than a lesson.
Exactly. It's a listening instinct that needs to be trained.
And I guess that takes experience.
It does, but with the right approach, you can speed it up dramatically.
That's what everyone wants.
And that's why this matters.
Okay, I feel like we've covered a lot, but also I feel like there's still something deeper.
You're right.
I knew it.
Because there's one more layer that separates intermediate learners from advanced listeners.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
It's not just about hearing or understanding.
Then what is it?
It's about thinking in English automatically.
Oh, wow, that sounds like the ultimate goal.
It is, and it changes everything.
All right, I don't want to miss this part.
Good, because in the next section, we're going to break down how your brain processes language and how to train it to think in English faster than you ever thought possible.
Okay, this is getting really exciting.
All right, this is where everything comes together.
I've been waiting for this. Thinking in English automatically, that sounds like the final level.
It kind of is, because once you reach this stage, listening stops feeling like work.
That sounds amazing.
Let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to think about this too.
Okay,
When someone speaks English to you, what happens first in your mind?
honestly, I hear the words, then I try to translate them, then I understand.
Exactly. That's the three-step process most learners use.
And I'm guessing that's the problem.
That's the delay. That's why native speech feels fast.
Because by the time I finish step 3, they're already on the next sentence.
Exactly. So the goal is to remove the middle step, translation.
So it becomes hear, understand.
Yes, direct connection.
That sounds simple, but I feel like it's not easy.
It's not instant, but it's trainable.
Okay, how do we train it?
Through something I call mental immersion.
That sounds intense.
It's actually very natural. It means bringing English into your thoughts, not just your study time.
Like thinking in English during the day?
Exactly. Let me give you a simple example. You're walking outside and you see a dog.
Okay.
Instead of thinking in your native language, you say in your mind, "That dog looks really energetic."
Oh, so you're describing your world in English.
Yes, real-time thinking.
That actually sounds doable.
It is, and here's why it matters. Your brain starts building direct connections between experiences and English.
So no translation needed.
Exactly. Over time, English becomes automatic.
Wow, that's powerful.
And here's a small challenge for you watching. Right after this video, try thinking in English for just 5 minutes.
So listening becomes more like a conversation?
Exactly. You're mentally participating.
That's actually really exciting.
And here's the key. Don't worry about being wrong.
That's important.
Even if your prediction is wrong, your brain is still learning patterns.
So mistakes are part of the process.
Always.
Okay, I have a question for everyone watching. Have you ever guessed what someone would say next, even in your own language?
Of course you have.
Now imagine doing that in English. That's the level we're aiming for.
Exactly. And it's achievable.
This is starting to feel less impossible and more trainable.
That's the goal.
But I have to ask, how long does it take to see improvement?
If you practice consistently, even 15 to 20 minutes a day, you can notice changes in a few weeks.
That fast?
Yes, because you're training the right skill.
Not just passive listening.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like this is where people start believing it's possible.
And that belief matters.
It really does.
But here's something even more interesting.
There's more?
Yes, there's a hidden layer most people completely ignore.
Okay, now you've got me again.
It's not just about sound, it's about context.
Context.
Yes, understanding meaning before you even hear the full sentence.
That sounds like a superpower.
It kind of is.
All right, now I really need to know, what does that actually mean?
In the next part, we're going to explore how context can make native English feel dramatically slower, even when it's fast.
Wait, slower and faster at the same time?
Exactly.
Okay, don't skip this because I feel like this is where everything clicks together.
All right, let's talk about something that might completely change how you experience English.
I'm ready. You said this was like a hidden layer?
Exactly. And that layer is context.
I feel like I know that word, but I don't fully understand how it helps with listening.
That's normal. Most people hear context and think it just means general idea.
Yeah, like understanding the topic?
That's part of it, but real context is much deeper. It's your brain predicting meaning before all the words arrive.
So it connects to the anticipation method?
Perfect connection. Context is what makes anticipation possible.
Okay, can you give me a real-life example?
Sure, imagine you walk into a coffee shop.
All right,
You hear someone say, "Can I get a..."
latte.
Exactly. Your brain already knows the possible options.
So even if I don't hear the full sentence, I can still understand.
Yes, because context reduces uncertainty.
That's actually powerful.
Now, let's apply this to English listening. When you know the situation, the topic, or even the speaker's emotion, your brain doesn't need every word.
So the audio feels slower even if it's fast?
Exactly, because your brain is filling in the gaps instantly.
Wow, that explains something weird I've experienced.
Tell me.
Sometimes I understand fast English in movies, but not in random conversations.
That's a perfect example.
Why does that happen?
Because movies give you context, visuals, story, emotion.
Oh, so my brain has clues.
Exactly. But in random audio, like a podcast or a phone call, you might not have those clues.
So everything feels harder.
Right. So here's the strategy. Build context before listening.
How do we do that?
Simple. Before you press play, ask yourself, what is this about?
Even if I'm not sure?
Especially if you're not sure. Look at the title, the situation, the speaker.
So prepare your brain first.
Exactly. Let me give you a scenario. Imagine you're about to listen to a video titled, "My First Day at Work."
Okay.
Before listening, your
Only 5?
Start small. Consistency matters more than duration.
I like that.
And if you try it, comment 5 minutes below.
I feel like people are actually going to do this.
I hope so, because this is where real transformation begins.
Okay, but what if my vocabulary is limited? I might not know how to express everything.
Great question. Then you simplify.
Simplify?
Yes. Instead of saying something complex, use basic English.
Like, I feel tired, instead of something more advanced?
Exactly. Clarity over complexity.
That makes it less stressful.
And remember, this is training, not performance.
That's an important mindset shift.
Now here's something interesting. When you start thinking in English, your listening improves automatically.
Really? How?
Because your brain becomes familiar with English structures and patterns.
So when you hear them, they feel natural.
Exactly. Recognition becomes instant.
That's like upgrading your brain.
In a way, yes.
Okay, I need to ask something the viewer is probably wondering.
Go ahead.
Is it possible to reach a point where you understand English without even trying?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes. And it happens gradually. One day you'll notice you're not translating, you're not analyzing, you're just understanding.
That sounds like a dream.
It's not a dream, it's a process.
And everything we've talked about is leading to that.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like we've unlocked something big here.
We have. But now comes the most important part.
What's that?
Bringing everything together so you can actually use it in your daily life.
Like a full system?
Exactly. A simple, realistic approach you can follow.
Yes, please, because information is great, but I need structure.
And that's exactly what we're going to do next.
Okay, don't go anywhere. This is where everything becomes practical and life-changing.
All right. Now let's bring everything together into something you can actually use.
Yes, please, because I feel like I understand everything, but I need a clear routine.
Exactly. And here's the good news. You don't need hours a day.
Thank God.
You just need the right structure. So I'm going to give you a simple daily system.
Okay, I'm ready.
Step 1. Short, active listening.
That already sounds better than long, boring sessions.
Exactly. Choose a short clip, 10 to 20 seconds.
That's it?
That's it. But here's the key. You listen with full focus.
Not in the background.
Never in the background. First, listen once for general meaning.
Okay.
Then listen again and try to catch specific phrases.
Like those sound chunks you mentioned earlier?
Exactly. You're training your ear to recognize patterns.
That feels very intentional.
It is, and this alone is more powerful than watching hours of content passively.
That's actually a huge mindset shift.
Now step 2, echo practice.
Yes, I remember this one.
You replay the same clip and repeat it immediately.
Copying the sound, not the text.
Perfect. Focus on rhythm, not perfection.
Okay.
Do this 3 to 5 times.
That sounds manageable.
It is. And here's a quick question for you watching. Are you someone who repeats out loud, or do you feel shy doing it?
Oh, that's a good one.
If you feel shy, comment quiet mode. And if you're ready to speak out loud, comment loud mode.
I love that. Let's see who's brave.
Because speaking, even softly, accelerates your listening more than you think.
That's interesting.
Now step 3, check with subtitles.
Ah, the smart way to use them.
Exactly. Now you turn on subtitles and confirm what you heard.
So it becomes feedback.
Yes, you correct your mistakes and notice what you missed.
That's where learning happens.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next?
Step 4, anticipation practice.
Predicting what comes next.
Yes, replay the clip and pause before the speaker finishes a sentence.
Oh, that's fun.
Then guess what they'll say,
Even if I'm wrong?
especially if you're wrong. That's how your brain learns patterns.
I actually want to try that.
Good. And if you try this today, comment predict below.
I feel like people are really getting involved now.
That's the goal.
Okay, is that it?
One more step, the most powerful one.
I knew there was more.
Think in English for 5 minutes.
Bringing it into real life.
Exactly. After your practice, describe your day, your plans, your thoughts in English,
Even simple sentences?
especially simple sentences.
That connects everything together.
It does. Listening, speaking, thinking, all in one loop.
Wow, this actually feels like a complete system.
It is. And the best part? It only takes about 20 minutes a day.
That's way less than I expected.
Because consistency beats intensity.
That's such an important point.
Now let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to really think about this.
Okay,
What if you followed this system every day for the next 30 days?
honestly, I think my listening would improve a lot.
Not just a lot, dramatically.
That's exciting.
Because you're no longer guessing, you're training your brain the right way.
I feel like this is where people start seeing real results,
Exactly. And results create motivation.
which keeps you going.
Right. And that's how progress becomes a habit.
Okay, I feel like we've built something really powerful here.
We have. But before we finish, we need to do one more thing.
Let me guess. Recap?
Exactly. Because clarity creates confidence.
I like that.
And in the final part, we're going to simplify everything into a few key ideas you'll never forget.
Perfect. Let's lock it in.
And trust me, you don't want to miss this last part. All right, let's lock everything in.
Yes, I feel like we've learned a lot, but I want to make sure it actually sticks.
Exactly. Because information without clarity disappears quickly.
So let's simplify it.
Here's the first truth you need to remember. Native English is not spoken word by word.
It's spoken in chunks.
Exactly. Sound patterns, not isolated words.
So if you keep listening word by word, you'll always feel slow.
Right. But when you start recognizing chunks, everything speeds up.
That alone already changes how I think about listening.
Good. Now the second truth. Understanding everything is not the goal.
That still feels strange, but I get it now.
You only need enough to understand the message.
So missing words is normal.
Not just normal, necessary.
That's such a relief.
Third truth. Translation is your biggest delay.
Yeah, that one hit hard.
The faster you connect English directly to meaning, the faster you understand.
So it's not about more vocabulary, it's about faster connection.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next?
Context is your secret weapon.
Right, predicting before hearing everything.
Yes, when you use context, English feels slower, even when it's fast.
That's still my favorite idea.
And finally, consistency beats intensity.
The 20-minute system.
Exactly. Short, focused, daily practice.
That feels realistic.
And that's why it works.
Okay, I'm going to ask something important.
Go ahead.
What's the biggest mistake someone can make after watching this?
Doing nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because understanding this video doesn't change your English.
Action does.
Exactly.
So if you're watching right now, this is your moment.
Yes. Not tomorrow, not next week.
Today.
Start with one clip. Just one.
Try the system.
Even for 10 minutes.
And see how it feels.
Because once you experience progress, everything changes.
Okay, I want to talk directly to the viewer for a second.
Go ahead.
If you've ever felt frustrated, if you've ever thought English is too fast for me,
This is your turning point.
you're not bad at English.
You were just using the wrong approach.
And now you have a better one.
Exactly.
So don't waste this.
Use it.
And come back and tell us what changed.
Yes, we read your comments.
Always.
And if this episode helped you even a little,
Hit like.
subscribe to Talk Easy Daily.
And share this with someone who's struggling with listening.
Because this might be the explanation they've been missing.
And honestly, I feel like this is just the beginning.
It is.
There's so much more to explore.
And we're going to explore it together.
So stay with us.
Keep practicing.
And keep listening the smart way.
We'll see you in the next episode.
See you soon.